just in case anyone needed confirmation of the fact that I'm a nut bar, I was just vacuuming the house while singing Nothing Like a Dame. Yeah, because that's just the way shit goes down around here. Hi guys. Today's video is my second contribution to the adaptation tag, and today's part is about graphic novels. A few choices that I think would make great graphic novels. Then I will also go into audiobooks. I don't know why no one's actually picked audiobooks as a adaptation thing but till now, but anyway, I'll do that last. But the first thing I think would make a great graphic novel, she says looking at the top of the shelf and trying to gracefully reach for it, would be this, or rather a series of graphic novels. Stephen King's Nightmares and Dreamscapes. There are so many stories in here that would make kick-ass graphic novels. As I mentioned in my Halloween reads video, The End of the Whole Mess, The 10 O'Clock People, Popsy, and The Night Flyer, actually. Suffer the Little Children, You Know They've Got a Hell of a Band, which is, oh my god, that's just, yeah. That was actually part of a Nightmares and Dreamscapes miniseries, and look it up because it is so funny. Anyway, pretty much every story in here would make a great graphic novel. I mean, they should do an anthology series based on Nightmare and Dreamscapes in comic book form, because this is just screaming for it. It really is. And I worship at the altar of the king. Enough said. Another book that I think would make a graphic novel, and people are going to think I'm weird, but I mean, not all graphic novels are about battles and superheroes and stuff like that. I mean, there have been graphic novels about suburban stuff, in Fun Home. Oh my god, that's one of the best graphic novels of all time. With that in mind, I believe that The Virgin Suicides, I haven't got the original cover because it fell off because I read it so much. The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides would make a fabulous graphic novel. I just think I can picture the art. It would just be so beautiful. I could just really, really imagine it. I would be the first one in line to buy it. I mean, it's a story that's rooted in realism and in 70s suburbia in America, but it has a dreamlike quality. Because these 4 girls in this story, or 5, I can't remember, are all seen as these unattainable goddesses by every boy in the neighborhood. And it's every boy in the neighborhood, this group of them, that are narrating it. And it's just, it's wonderful, and it's creepy as well, but it's just so wonderful. Especially the epiphany they come to at the end. It's just, yeah, really good. I would love to see this as a graphic novel. In fact, if they want someone to champion the cause, I'll be there. And if you haven't read The Virgin Suicides, if you've read the marriage plot first and you're turned off Eugenides forever, I don't blame you. But if you haven't, please, I urge you, don't read the marriage plot. Read The Virgin Suicides and Middlesex. They're brilliant. In fact, Middlesex would make a great graphic novel, but yeah, The Virgin Suicides is just brilliant. I adored it. Holding this in my hands making me want to read it again. But anyway. My third choice is a graphic novel. Shameless Self-Promotion Part 1. This is my second anthology, Anomaly. She says, sounding really sheepish. It's a collection of stories about unusual monsters. Monsters being unusual in the fact that they're normal. You know, they come from places you would least expect, which is your home or suburbia. And yeah, it's just, I really had a lot of fun making this. And I think especially 4 of the weirdest stories would make a great graphic novel. So yeah, if anyone's out there looking to go into partnership, me, pick me. Anyway. Oh, it's available on Amazon. Promotion over. Okay. Another one I think would make a great graphic novel. It's not technically a book. But for some reason, I don't know, I think if they put all the songs together, it would make a fabulous, cohesive story and a comment on suburbia. And that is, it's an album, not a book. I'm cheating, I know. The Beatles, Revolver. It's my favourite Beatles album. That and Rubber Soul, but this is first. The songs, every song on this is a story in itself. The Beatles were amazing at that. And I would love this to be a graphic novel. I really would. I'm trying to find the song list. Yeah, but anyway, just take my word for it. The songs on there are just, you know, I mean, Eleanor Rigby alone, that's just a story in itself. So yeah, I think they would make a great graphic novel, especially if they could find an illustrator who was as good as John Lennon, because wow, if they could illustrate it like that, call it Revolver the graphic novel, oh man, I would be there in a heartbeat. I would buy 1 copy to read and 1 copy to frame, and it would have a post-it on the front cover saying stay the fuck away, don't touch. But anyway, so yeah, those are all my choices for graphic novels. Weird, I know. Lastly, audiobooks. I think audiobooks are in a category of their own because they are, I don't know, they're kind of a performance art if they're done really, really well. And when I say this, these are probably already, one of these is probably already an audiobook, and I'm just the slowpoke who isn't caught up with it. But she says, stalling for time, trying to find the damn thing. There we are. It's the 3rd time I've mentioned it on my channel. I know, I'll shut up about it soon. Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. Oh my god, I could hear the voices reading this. I'm imagining Emma Thompson doing the voice on this audiobook. Oh my god, she would be spectacular. I mean, she's spectacular anyway, let's face it. I'll wait later. Also, another bit of shameless self-promotion, and I'm so sorry, it'll be the last one. Same book. There is, one of the last stories in this is a horror poem called The Child Eater. No, that's not what it sounds like. What it is, it's a horror story about, set in a London neighbourhood, or I think it's London, a few decades ago, where these men in tall top hats make creatures out of lollies and entice this whole neighbourhood of children to come to an abandoned factory where they feed them every bit of candy they ever wanted. But when they eat it, they find themselves immobilised and food for a creature that lives in the factory called the Child Eater. Except one little girl who is very moral, and she tries to warn them. And yeah, it's basically a fable, don't take candy from strangers. The reason I mention it is because I think it would make a great audiobook. And the reason I think that is because I pictured the Child Eater himself to have a Scottish accent and to sound like Krang from the Ninja Turtles series. And I pictured David Tennant reading it. I know, it's like not only pie in the sky, it's pie in space, because there's no freaking way you do it. But, oh man, I just picture it. I mean, there's a verse here This is a verse, and I reckon I could picture David Tennant doing it in a high piercing Scottish voice. For a zesty dessert there's none quite so tart as a bold female youth who fancies she's smart, and for pudding that bobs like riderless cart, a wobbly boy with quivering heart. You could just pick. I'm not going to do this Scottish accent because I don't feel like making your ears bleed, but oh my god, I could picture David Tennant doing this. Anyway, that is the one and only bit of self-promotion I'm going to do on this channel. I'm so sorry, but it is a genuine thing. I really would love that. The rest of these graphic novels choices I would love to see happen. I really would, especially the Beatles one. That'd be awesome. Anyway guys, I will see you next time. I think my next novel is going to be the TV treatment, and I'll also mention cartoons in the same one because I forgot that part of the tag existed. So I shall see you guys next time. Tune in.